Growing up, I wanted to learn ASL since I was born with only hearing in my left ear, so I have unilateral hearing. I was really set on learning ASL and getting involved in a deaf community.
I kind of discovered ASL in high school, and that's the one study that I stuck with for 4 years.
I'm the faculty advisor for the USM ASL Club, and their responsibility really is to build involvement and engagement with the ASL students. But it doesn't have to be just students in the ASL program, it could be any student on campus.
I did a lot of research on all the programs that are accredited, and to my surprise, I found that one of the best ones is here at USM.
I wanted to have the opportunity to study across the country. For somebody who grew up on a single mom teacher salary, I just happened to land at a really good interpreting school and then joined the program in spring of 2020. So kind of a hard year to join.
So during the pandemic, everything's on Zoom. It's really hard to do ASL events, and that's a big part of ASL Club. It was just kind of at the back of everyone's mind, but the front of mine. I've been wanting to join ASL Club for a while. Finally, this semester came, everyone's back on campus, so I saw this as an opportunity. I wanted to be involved, but I'm a bit of an introvert. But Sandra, head of it all, knew that no one else would do it.
She said, all right, we need a president for ASL Club. Who's gonna step up?
She dragged me and Maya into it. I think we're both happy with that.
We quickly learned how much we could do.
So there really is a partnership between USM and the deaf community, and I think that the community feels a strong investment in the ASL program as well as the interpreting program. You don't see that in other areas. You know, I've taught, at 5 different colleges, and USM really has the strongest level of community involvement and investment in the ASL program.
We try to put on events for the deaf community and invite students. So one we have every year is called ASL POW, and it's kind of like an open mic night.
ASL POW is one of our favorite events.
ASL students and deaf community members all get together and we tell stories, we tell jokes. For some ASL students, it might be the first time that they're seeing ASL outside the classroom.
Normally the professors lead it because the students are a little shy.
So when I came, I decided, we really should have this ASL POW event where we can invite the deaf community to come and just share their stories. And we invite the students at the same time to come up and share their stories and their experiences. And many of them are too nervous and don't want to do that, but we really try to encourage them to be involved.
As ASL Club president, I decided I'm gonna try. It's this story that my mom tells me whenever I talk about hearing. When I was really young, I think it was the first time that I recognized that I had unilateral hearing. I always sat on the right side of the car, so that way the window was to my deaf side and I could hear my brother and my mom. My brother was just super mad one day and my mom asked him what was wrong. And he was like, oh, I wanna sit on Maya's side today. They can sit over here. And my mom's like, no, remember Maya can only hear out of her left ear. Wait, you're saying that you and Jared can hear out of both ears? It just hit me in the face. I thought that the standard for hearing was one ear. You'll see a lot of ASL stories revolve around the theme of we're all normal. We have many different definitions of normal and variations of normal. I remember that story very distinctly, and being able to tell it in sign language and have it relate to both my deaf professors and have it relate to the larger hearing audience at ASL POW it's a pretty cool moment.
So this year we combined ASL movie night with Halloween.
We set up in the large tent. Sadie picked out a movie that we were gonna watch after we finished eating.
We invited everyone and asked them to dress up in costumes and just put another fun spin on an event night.
That was completely new this year. We've never done anything like that before. It showed what we can do with a little bit of food and a little bit of persistence. It reminded me of what I saw when I first came to the program in 2020 before the shutdown. It just kind of showed a little bit of normalcy in such a strange, different world.
It's an important job, being a sign language interpreter, and that's a lot of pressure.
It's hard for students who are not deaf coming in to learn sign language. They're sort of embarrassed to make those mistakes, but you have to be able to get that feedback in order to improve your sign language, I'm famous for telling my students, don't apologize. You don't need to be sorry. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how you learn a language. You're going to make mistakes.
And to walk into a room called the Deaf Space and be surrounded by students who are signing can be really daunting. Both Maya and I remember those days. So the entire program has really been a stepping out of my comfort zone and challenging myself every day. It's terrifying a lot of times. I remember when I was a freshman how much more shy I was and how much more I can do now. The language itself and the program have helped me become a more confident person.
I think it really changes them. It has a huge impact. It changes their life, I would say, once they're involved with the ASL Club and the ASL program, and if that leads into them becoming part of the interpreting program, really being invested in something like that, I think it really impacts their life.
Learning ASL has been one of the greatest things that I have done because I can't imagine my life without it anymore.
I hope that ASL Club is like the place to be. So I want students to see the fun in ASL and the fun in the deaf community.